Hey YouTubers, welcome back. Okay, so let's talk. Talk about what? So all day today, I've just been like, my mind has been going like this to the point where sometimes it is so rapid. Like today was one of those days, and I was like, I need to grab a notebook. Chill, okay? Because I don't even know, half the time I don't even believe they're my thoughts. Like it's just like coming through, right? So I grab a notebook and I start writing stuff down. And, you know, just things that are coming to my mind where I'm just like, yeah, okay, makes sense. Sure, of course, I already know this. But intuitively guide me to talk to you. So there's going to be a bunch of different things that I'm going to be referencing and topics and just going to be flowing, okay? So, just think about it, okay? Like, believe what you want to believe, of course. It's your life. You can do with it what you desire, perceivably. Um, one of the things I'm going to talk about. But, just think about it. I always say, think about it, you know, because it's your awakening to true consciousness. And each individual is not exempt from choosing to see things from a different perception based off of what? The way you feel. And people have been feeling pretty shitty, right? Of course. Because we've been living in a false based reality created by others, keeping us in order, right? Yep. So, this morning I woke up and I am a creature of habit, so to speak, and straight to the coffee pot every day. And for some reason, I start crying. And that hasn't happened to me in a long time. Where before I woke up to a situation in my life that was for me to understand on a deeper level, I used to do that all the time. But I knew why I was crying because I would go to sleep with something weighing heavily on my mind. And of course, I would wake up crying because there was momentum put behind that thought while I was going to sleep, and woke up immediately in the same state for a while, well over the time period that it should have been, but that was what I had to go through. So today, I'm like, why am I crying? Why am I crying? And then someone popped in my head and it triggered the dream I had last night. Because I didn't remember the dream when I woke up. I remembered it after I thought to myself, why am I crying? Like, nothing happened. So then I remembered the dream. And people come to me and ask me about dreams all the time, And dreams that you remember, and I know some of them can be cuckoo bananas, like flying cows, talking snakes, people you don't know, you're observing, all have meanings, especially when you remember them that vividly. There's meanings behind them. And I know that it sounds crazy, and this is where people need to be more consciously aware of their dreams because it's your subconscious speaking to you, higher self, bringing you a message. And of course, it's something that isn't of a 3D perspective, because it's outside of your reality, your norm. What's normal? You tell me. So then I remember the dream. And the thing is that people ask this question also. Well, if I remember interacting with this person in my dream, because you know this person, yet you may not be in contact with the person, they could be passed over, they could still be here. You're energetically connected regardless. So if you're interacting with the person specifically in the dream, then yes, it you both were dreaming about each other at the same time. That's the way it works. So people will say, well, did I enter their dream or did they enter mine? Now, the thing is that it works both ways. Okay? So if you were interacting with this person, you both have something weighing on you in regards to that person, whether you're consciously aware of it during your days or not. And this was one of those times where, energetically speaking here, you both interact with each other, okay, in a dream state. This is why you can remember it. So, and I have like full-on goosies even talking about this. In the dream, in 3D reality, this person is taller than me, but they were shorter than me. And it was really awkward. Not in a bad way, but in a way of not understanding, like, why are you shorter than me? And I'm like trying to stand up on my like, you know, my tiptoes, like trying to like be taller than this person, because in this 3D reality, this person is taller than me, but I could figure out in the dream why this person was shorter than me. And it wasn't a bad dream. It wasn't anything bad, but it was answering a deep, you know, question, I guess you could say, that I've always had on why, with this person specifically, you know, basically, why did this happen? Or why, you know, are they exempt from not feeling, you know, in the way that I do and did? Why are they exempt from just being able to walk away and leave someone? Like, why would you do this to me? Why, you know, why would this happen? Why I didn't ask for this, and I didn't. You normally never do. But it's the deeper understanding as to why things happen in connections with people, especially when it comes into your life and it was like a wish come true, but you didn't know it at first because this person's different from your norm, air quotes, but it was a desire that you put out, which is a frequency, and it was returned in the best way for you, right? Because it was waking you up to your false perception and your beliefs that you can't share love with another person because of this, that, and the third, whatever it may be. All egotistical mind-based beliefs, all society-based beliefs, not conscious awareness of your true feelings and that you were sharing with that person and that there was greatness that lied there. It was not following what your desire was based off of the perception of whatever may have you. So the reason, excuse me, this person was smaller than me in the dream, shorter, is because it comes from a deep childhood wounding, both. And choices made off of fear, right? And fear holding it apart. But my fear is more or less, and I do this all the time. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know I do this. I'm like, I'm not going to do this shit anymore. No, I'm not. No, I won't do readings anymore. I won't help people. I'm not going to do these coaching sessions or reading sessions. I'm not going to do these videos anymore. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, I'm not going to lie to people. Yes, I do it all the time. And it sometimes can almost seemingly be like selfish, because it's like, I am not going to do this because I don't feel as if I'm, you know, being given what it is that I truly desired. you took it away from me and now you want me to continue to help people and do all these things, yet, when do I get, whatever. And this is where I'm going through this today, right? Okay. And all these like freaking butterflies show up and dragonflies, which has been happening for days. But like, as I'm going through this, they like show up, like a red one, a yellow one, an orange and black one. And these two red butterflies showed up a little while after. And they were like as big as my hand, like no lie to you. And they were playing with each other. And then these dragonflies are like huge, okay? And they're like vibrant. They're like bright yellow, and there's like bright green and red, and there's these black and white ones with their wings are like black and white, and I've never seen that before. And presumably these are supposedly poisonous, but they're not there to harm me. They're not coming. They're flying so close to me too. By the way, like I'm talking like zooming past me, but they're not trying to harm me. It was, outside of myself, a way of saying like you're doing right by what it is. You're not denying. You're not denying your truth. You're clearly connecting with people because you are connected. Your belief in knowing the truth and sharing it with others is the right way. And this is where I'm like, I'm not going to lie to people. Like, I'm not going to tell people like, oh yeah, like, this is going to work out, or, I'm like, you haven't shown me anything to work out. Still left being treated like you were nothing. And I'm like, why is this person exempt? Why does this person get to just go and live their life all like whatever? It's perception. Are they really happy? Probably not. And I don't know if they're going to watch this video. And if they do, because they know I do this, well, then they know that I'm talking about them. And it is what it is. I don't care. Because this is what happened to me today. I'm sharing it with you guys. So if this person ends up seeing this video, I don't give a shit. I'm talking outside of myself. I don't care. But it's just like the projection of it was, oh, I'm sorry this didn't work out in the way that you wanted it to. When that was even said to me, I was like, work out in the way that I wanted it to? How do you even know how I wanted it to work out? I never told you. You never asked. Because on a deeper level, there was some sort of assumption there of what it is that I wanted in the way that I wanted it to work out, which is a projection off of them. Shared, right? Wanting the same thing, but it didn't work out that way. Why? Because of fear, projecting it. So my response was, well, are you done? Like, are you done backhandedly basically telling me that I'm not good enough? I never was. I was just whatever to you. I wasn't worthy of a label. Oh, yeah, it was intolerable. I was like, you know what, I can't even have this conversation. This was a while ago, but, it was like, I couldn't even talk to the person because I was like, you're so asleep, like dead asleep. Like, well, because we weren't a thing, whatever that may be, I don't know what that means, okay? I guess because we weren't officially a label to society, I was presumably nothing. I was unworthy of this person. So, sorry it didn't work out in the way that I wanted it to. Well, what way was that? Because you don't even know. Because I'm not about that. So, it's like, you chose those words, you chose that thought, you chose to project that, and I'm not falling victim to it, yet my deeper self continued to question and then threaten, so to speak. I'm not going to do this anymore. where I was then, stop that. You know better. You're conscious. They're not exempt. They have a choice. The choice is theirs. And they can either deny or accept. So I don't worry myself there. I don't. But that dream triggered that, which is why I was crying this morning. And I couldn't figure out why. And it didn't pop in my mind for no reason. Then I remembered. And then I was like this, like, nope, And then I remembered. Better than that. You know better than that, And I do. So why is it that it's called an awakening? Why? Why is it considered an awakening process? Because think about it this way. Have you ever been in a deep sleep? Like, so sleeping. And something wakes you up. Scares the crap out of you. You're like, what the hell was that? What just happened? And then you got to kind of like focus yourself into why were you just like awakened like that? And you got to like kind of focus yourself and then ease yourself back into like calming down. Well, if the shift of the paradigm happened like that, people would have no idea where the hell they were or what was going on. So it's an awakening process that's easing you into it, even though it's presumably not easy, but it's because you have to understand yourself on a deeper level and not project it onto another. It's not about the other people. It's not about others. It's about you and understanding yourself on a deeper level and understanding the fog that we've been living in. Because everything has a label, right? Everything has a label. Everything has a name. So why is it that we're taught that the metaphysical is cuckoo, voodoo, blah, 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 whatever? All that stuff is not real. It's all fake, the paranormal, all of that. Yet, people are able to prove that it is, but it's undermined and considered to be crazy. And then you're put into you're put on medicine, you're a psycho, you're just seeing shit. You're just looking through the wrong lenses, that's all. You've just been taught to look through those lenses and see and judge others when, in fact, that's real. That's real. False space reality living in is what caused love and pain to be considered attached when, in fact, they have nothing to do with each other, two different frequencies. We have been taught to believe through experiences here that love is painful, that love is something that you can have for a while, but then it falls apart. So your fears creep to the surface and you don't work out with someone who you were sharing feelings with because of why? Because of fear. And some relationships are meant not to work out because they got together off of a false base belief. A false base belief made by whom? Made by people before we existed here. Getting old, got to get married. Getting old, you got to have kids. When are you ever going to settle down? Again, I don't know what that means. When people say settle down, I'm like, I don't know what that means. So I'm supposed to now, because you presumably, I'm getting older, so I have to find someone to settle down with? And do what with? I don't know what that means. I'm here to enjoy my life, and I'm here to share my gifts with others and help others. And the person I'm meant to do that with is going to be like me. So they're not going to want or even have the mindset of settling down. Because that's cuckoo to me. That's cuckoo bananas, okay? It is. It's crazy. It sounds nuts. So all of a sudden you hit a certain age and that's it. Fun stops. Yeah. That's what people are taught to believe, right? That's why people are afraid to get into relationships. I'm not ready to settle down yet. What does that mean? What are you settling down to? You lose your whole entire life based off of the fact that now you gotta settle down and procreate? What if you don't want to? Or what if you do? That doesn't mean your life's over. It means you're bringing other life here. And what are you creating for them? The same freaking process that we've been living in that's intolerable anymore. You have to go to school to get a degree or a certification in order to get that job. And you're going to be in a class with another 1,000 people learning the same shit that you're learning. You're all going to get a degree, then you're all going to go out and look for the same type of freaking job that's not even freaking available. So what do? Well, you got to pay that $150,000 loan back, so you better get a job somewhere. Nope. You go and you get a job doing what it is that you don't even have a degree in order to do what? Pay back the student loans. That's what we're creating here. That's what we're going to continue to do. No. People need to wake up. It's a system created off of few who gave us money to play with. Yeah. The human game of Monopoly is what we're playing. And they're watching the others. That's what I refer to them as. The ones who created the system in order to control us. So you're going to work every day, 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever it may have you, busting your ass to get a paycheck, right? What does that paycheck do for you? Pays your bills. Maybe there's a few dollars left over for you to enjoy some things. Maybe you have a savings, maybe you don't. Savings is bullshit, by the way, too. Because conscious awareness is about understanding that you're just existing, okay? You're existing. You are not promised tomorrow, and you're not promised 5 minutes from now. You're only in the moment. So you have that huge savings account that you may never even get to spend. And one day you might wake up and it's not there anymore. They took that number out of that online banking. You go online, oh, locked out. Oh, sorry. Bank of what, blah, blah, blah. Out of business. Oh, that can't happen, right? My money's safe in the bank. Is it even in there? Does it even exist? You know by the cash you get in your hand, yeah, money exists. Sure. Prints out with an interest rate attached to it. So make sense of this. Every single dollar that's printed, right, has an interest rate attached to it. So you then go to the bank and you take out a loan. And now you're paying interest to the bank. Yet, the money that has already been printed has an interest rate attached to it. So even if you collected all the money in the world, that each dollar has an interest rate attached to it, how are you paying that back? The money doesn't exist in order to pay the interest back to the central bank who's printing the money. Because, yeah, think about things. Think about it. Money is a man-made creation. God didn't give us money. This earth didn't have, it's a note. It's a paper note given to us in order to play Monopoly with each other. But yet the people who are presumably in power, if you don't fictitiously go to work and create paper money for yourself in order to pay the bank who owns your mortgage, they come take your house or your car. Yeah. Don't pay your electric bill, which, I don't know, where's electric come from? They don't even know. It's an energy source that we get for what? Free. Now, do they teach you about Nikola Tesla in school? No, they most certainly do not. They don't teach you about Nikola Tesla. No, they don't. Why? Because what was Tesla's idea? Tesla wanted his invention, his creation, in order to give energy freely to everyone to use. He's consciously awake. What did they do to Tesla? Oh, he ends up dead in his hotel room where he was living. in New York, right? What did they do with his documents? They didn't give him back to his family, not for 10 years after he passed away. And what is it now that we use? Wi-Fi? Nikola Tesla quoted this back in the 20s. And we're now living in that reality that he had already, because he's conscious, he was awake, but he was dumbed down. Because why? Well, we can't let you know that it's free. Yeah. Just like water, land to grow food, yet there's people here starving. Why are there people hungry? You tell me. Because man took what this earth gave us, claimed it as their own, charged us for it with their fake money they printed in order to keep us in line and in control. That's why it's intolerable here anymore. And this is where there's more of us than there is them. And what would happen is the conscious would end up dead. Because there were only few and far in between that were pushing the envelope at that time. But now there's more of us awake here by divine freaking design in order to raise conscious awareness, use your gifts in order to help others, wake up also, because the energies cannot be fought against. They can't. Until it gets to the point, and no one knows, I don't know, nobody can predict it, but it's going to show up. The change is going to show up in one way, shape, or another. And listening to the mainstream news and paying attention to the contrast that they constantly have created in order to keep us focused away from the truth, creating disasters and blaming it on others to make us do what? Fear our safety? You can either choose to hate another based off of their cultural background, their race, the way that they dress. You could choose for yourself, but no, we haven't been choosing for ourselves. We've been choosing based off of what society has taught us to believe. But where's the truth lie? How many times has there been a breakout or a disease or whatever where they're putting people, in rooms and they could do, and then all of a sudden a week later you already forgot about it because it was just to keep you preoccupied there for a moment while they did their shit behind the scenes so that you didn't wake up to it. Now's not the time to be sleeping or falling back asleep, falling back into the same system. And the more you pay attention to the contrast, you're feeding it. You're feeding it. That frequency, you're feeding it with your attention to it. Your worry and your fear. That's how control has been gained here. And love, the frequency that has created this earth, how it was created, what it was created from, in order for us to co-create together, in order for us to enjoy what has been given to us, has been unenjoyable based off of what? Think about it. I ask you, people who have been put on the line in the military in order to protect us, why is it that they get paid peanuts compared to someone in the entertainment industry? Why? Why? Why do you have somebody dancing around singing about raping and shooting people, getting paid millions of dollars, yet the person who is literally perceivably protecting us from getting bombed or whatever may have you is getting paid peanuts? Because that keeps you preoccupied. Entertainment. Mind manipulation. I went to the movies, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I went to go see that movie Split. And I go up and I order a small, like, cherry Coke or something. And the girl's like, $6. Now, I'm all about the game of Monopoly. I've never cared about money. Because what I was getting at earlier when I said about existing is that conscious people, really, seriously, especially light workers or whatever, we consciously know that we're taken care of day to day, moment to moment. So our worry about money is mindless chatter. It's useless for us to worry about money when we know that we're not existing off of money. We're existing off of our frequency and our energy, and everything that we need is provided for us moment to moment. Honestly, I woke up to that a long time ago. So money is nothing to me. It should be nothing to anybody, but it's the way that we have this design here in order to share, right? But we're not doing things we enjoy in order to share that money. We're living off of, what it is that we have to do in order to make money. We're not actually exchanging money. Not everyone, some, but not all, are enjoying their lives and exchanging their money with others that are truly enjoying their lives. So she's like $6. And I was like, why is it $6? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, don't you ever think that's weird? I said, I can go get a 2-liter at the grocery store for like $1. Maybe a little bit more now, I don't know. Because I don't really drink soda. But, I was at the movies and we wanted a drink. And she's like, would you like to upgrade your soda to a medium for 50 cents more? I said, no, I don't. I said, it's just 50 cents. I said, first and foremost, I'm not going to drink all that soda. I said, and I'm still kind of concerned as to why it's $6. Because they can. You're going to pay it. And you're going to keep that industry going like that. And you always have been. So I go through these experiences, but I'm that person who I ask questions. And normally people don't know why. But then I dig in deeper and I know why. So I also saw Wonder Woman. Let's talk about coincidences. Again, there's no such freaking thing as a coincidence. I told you, somebody who chalked something up to it being a coincidence that they were involved. You're a liar. I don't trust you just because you use that word. Conspiracy, don't trust you. Propaganda, done, no. Okay? Because there's no such thing as a coincidence. Everything's always in perfect synchronization. Always. Whether people are in the knowing, because they were involved in the plot and the plan, and or they put a projection out of a desire and it shows up for them and they chalk it up to a coincidence. I'm like, listen, everything's energetically connected. Close your freaking eyes. Close them. All you see is the back of your eyelids, which is nothing but dark. And you're feeling energy. So when people say that, I'm like, listen, done. Okay. So Wonder Woman, amazing movie. I wanted to stand up in my chair and be like, everybody listening to this, are you hearing what she's saying, or are you just entertained by the action? That's another concern of mine, because I see and hear and read through everything, and I get the deeper message. But I wonder, in other people's minds, are they just like entertained by all the action? Or are they really listening? Because when the men who, there's this war happening, and the men are all in their office, and she's in there, she says, you're a bunch of cowards. You should be fighting next to your men, not sitting here dictating orders, making all the money. Not standing on the line. Where's your bravery there? And it's like dark versus light, right? So, and I'm not even going to get into the more metaphysical part of it, like in Wonder Woman, but like, Come on. Come on. Pay attention. So then let's go into, real quick, just referring to The Notebook and Dirty Dancing. Okay, let's talk about it. What do those movies have in common? Social standing in relationships. In The Notebook, what is it? McAdams and Gosling. She comes from a wealthy family and he's not wealthy. So what do? Tell her that she can't see him anymore. That it's not going to work out anyway because she's moving away. And what happens? She meets another guy. What? Same social standing. Wealthy. But her heart wasn't there. And her heart led her back to who? Gosling. Because that's where her heart, her shared frequency was. But she was led to believe that it wasn't real. And her fear of others and their judgments and the social standing of that relationship is what held them apart. And guess what? It didn't, though. Because she knew deep down inside it didn't matter how much money he had. And he did things for her, right? Because he always knew where his heart was. She was in the fog, the karmic fog of illusion based off of society. But then she woke up and he couldn't hold that love apart. And guess what? They accepted it. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what your family will do. That's what society will do. They're going to accept your choice. And if they don't, then they're not a part of your life and they don't really care about you because they don't know how to care about themselves. Yeah, you got to think past things. Think and see through. Sometimes people, family, friends, whatever, will try to convince you and hold your feelings apart because they had the same circumstance and situation happen to them when they were younger. So they don't want you to be able to live your life freely and have that deep, passionate love with that person because they're not experiencing it because they're doing the same thing that society-based beliefs were that they had to do. So they're just passing that down, right? We're here to change that because it's bullshit. And even in The Notebook, the mother takes her to that, like, not warehouse, what is it? I keep getting the word yard, but that's not like the mill or wherever. And she had that connection with him, and she says, and I don't even know that man anymore. Read between the lines there? Because she lost herself in that society-based belief that she couldn't be with him because he worked at a mill and she came from money. So she's saying she doesn't even know that man anymore because she lost herself and was showing her daughter. This is the messages in these movies that people don't pay attention. The message was she wanted her to make the decision based off of her heart and not the choice that she was given through her family out of fear. Right? And she wanted her to know, I love your father. Of course she loved him, but she didn't share that passionate soul connection with the father. The father was a good man, of course. But the thing is that they got married based off of a social standing. She flipped the script on him by choice of following her heart, not her fears. Boom, there you have it, folks. Wrap it up. Right there in The Notebook. Lord. How about Dirty Dancing? Same freaking thing. Same scenario in Dirty Dancing. Parents trying to hold love apart based off of social standing. Did it work? Nope. Because it's not about that. It's not about your social standing. It's not about how much money you think you have. It's not about that. It's about shutting your freaking eyes and asking yourself, how did you feel in connection to that other person? That's what is real. And the fake part about it is that you continue to live in the paradigm of the belief system created here that distance keeps you apart. Age, distance, skin color, all the shit that doesn't matter all the shit that dissipates once you leave this shell. So what are you bringing to the table here? What are you experiencing here? Are you helping change and shift it so that what's happening, because it's happening, are you going to be a part of that change and help others to learn on a deeper level? Because they're going to learn by example, not continuously be mind screwed by fear, holding all these connections apart. That's all this is about, is fear. It always comes down to the same thing. It just needs to be explained on a deeper level here, because it's about understanding that you're projecting always, but your fears are what's holding apart the desire, and you blame it on the other person. You blame it on the other person based off of what? Off of things that don't matter. That's what needs to stop. And the last thing that I just wanted to add that I wrote down here, and keeping it in the entertainment industry, because, man, they're booming, right? Because we pay attention to all that. But people are out there losing their lives and getting paid peanuts. And then, the veterans, they don't even have a home over their head. But, these people in the entertainment industry, they got like 7 homes that could fit 70 people in each one. I can't. Handmaid's Tale. Hulu. Who's seen it? Watch it. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. Because it can happen. Oh, yes, it most certainly can. And there are things that are said in that television show where she says, I was sleeping. I should have paid more attention. I wasn't awake. The one girl in it even refers to the collective. Speaking to the husband who says, oh, honey, I'll take care of you. Don't worry. And she's like, that's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. She's not your property. You don't need to take care of her. She's not your property. And I was like, bang on, sister. Keep it spilling. Are people paying attention? Do they hear what she's saying? Gotta watch this. You gotta watch this show if you haven't watched it. I'm not kidding you. The Handmaid's Tale was actually a novel written back in 1985 by Margaret Atwood. Okay? And it's a dystopian novel, which is a society characterized by a focus of the author, right? The person who's writing this, but they're basing it off of, things that are happening within the masses of, society at that given time, but writing it in a way that it's an analogy for what issues are in the real world, and something that could happen based off of their beliefs and what could happen, and turned it into this novel, right? It was written back in 1985, but the series just came out, last year? Coincidence, right? The hell out of here. Watch it. My friend introduced me to it, and she knows how I am, because I can't do rapey shit. I can't. And so that is one of the things that that and slave control, that's sickening to me. I can't watch it. So she says, you're going to love this movie, because she's like, it's all about like what you believe and how you believe in, like, things that could happen, whatever. And then like we're watching it because she already watched a bunch of episodes. So she's like fast forwarding through parts, or like telling me to like look away because there's certain, I can't. That's something that pulls on my, makes me want to just not just scream like, the freak is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, what? But I mean, in this show, women can't read, not allowed to read, can't get educated. And it's done so backhandedly in the way that it unfolds, where you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. I'll come back at a different time and talk about it more. But I mean, you got to watch it because it could happen. It could happen. And it's freaky to even think about, but people need to wake up. You need to wake up. Okay? Keep following the rules and the laws made by others in order to control us. Sure. Or ease out of it. And I'm not talking about causing, protests and wars and things of that nature. That's the wrong way. You're fighting up against the negativity, adding to the negativity, fighting up against it. No, wrong way. It's about easing into a conscious awareness as to what's been going on, waking up to it, and no longer, what's the word? I can't think of what the word is that I wanted to use. It's like, I got 4 different words here, but it's like not supporting it, not supporting what it is that is adding to the issue, not fighting up against it and protesting it, not supporting it, creating a new way, right? And that's what people who are here at this time that share this conscious awareness in order to help others wake up need to get out of their deep, deep sleep, because all they're doing is not living their truth, not sharing their gifts, and by that, that's one less person here that we have in order to help us. And people are waking up and people are looking and people want to know all about it. And I told you, when I woke up, I was like, I'm telling everybody. I'm telling everybody. And the biggest problem here is that love and pain are associated with each other, and they have nothing to do with each other here. It is all a projection and a false perception based off of the fact that there are beliefs within your mind based off of the fact that others need to be doing certain things in order for you to feel loved. And when they don't do it, it makes you feel like you're unworthy of love. That is a condition of love put on yourself. People were not taught to unconditionally love themselves first, because you were conditioned by the way that you felt love from the people who, parents, guardians, whatever, told you they love you unconditionally. They're the only ones that'll ever love you unconditionally. But you're not taught to unconditionally love yourself. So why do people want to have children? So that they can feel unconditional connected love with their own flesh and blood, when in fact it's your own flesh and blood here that you need to be in love with first. And stop downplaying your own worth based off of others and the way that they're projecting feelings onto you, because they're triggering feelings within you and you're in a constant projection. And when you can finally wake up to that and realize it and understand it on a deeper level, when somebody is projecting onto you or trying to make you feel bad or scared or anything of that nature, you pick it up right away and you know it's not your feelings, because you don't feel that way. But your belief is that connection you had with that person on that deep, deep level that shoved you off, and you can't figure out why, because you both were projecting fears onto each other. So, again, free will, choices. Choose which way. You choose. You free will. You were given your free will for a reason. For a deep, super deep reason. So, understand that you're always choosing. You're in control of your life. And yeah, we've been living in this society created for us to stay in line in. But now it's time to create new ways. And we are powerful alone and more powerful together once we can all understand that we're not here to hate each other, fight each other, hurt each other. No, it's intolerable. I can't take it anymore. I can't. It boils my blood, and it hurts me so deep to see people so lost, hurt, upset. If I could wave a magic wand, I would. But I can't. It's not the way it works, or it would already be done. So this is why I'm here. I'm here to help you guys. So I hope that the messages resonated, and the things that were coming through and what I was saying. I told you today it was like this, like fire, So yeah, that's it. All right. So I'll be back, of course, with readings and all that. And if you need me, lovefromabove717@gmail.com still. And, that's for anything. Just email me readings. You can ask me anything. We'll figure it out from there. Okay. But in the drop box below, I do have a list of, things that I do offer. But, if there's something else on a metaphysical, deeper level, whatever that you want me to help you with or look into, I can do that. I'm not limited. Like I said, I don't limit myself. Okay. So just message me. All right. I love you guys. Bye.